I've already got the depth of the blade set that it just goes about an 1/8 inch or so, plus minus a 1/16 below the thickness of the board. I'm actually a little longer than I want to be, so I've got an adjustment here to let this screw back out, put it back on my piece of wood there, make sure you're unplugged, and then lock it in where it's just a hair through your material. That way, for one thing, I don't score my table too much, that I will cut through a little bit. And if you happen to cut yourself, if it gets jammed and comes back against you, instead of cutting about 2 inches or so deep, you'll only cut yourself 1 inch or so deep. Anyway, now I got to cut this in half because I'm going to use it on the bottom of this planter here that I lay some boards across. Now I'm not going to mark the whole thing with a pencil, which I could easily do by gauging the center, using my finger as a guide, and I could draw a line straight down there like that. Run it down, run it back, run it up, run it down, run it back. It's super easy. This doesn't have to be accurate or perfect. I just need it split in half, plus or minus. Buddy, please come out of the sun, son. Son, please come out of the sun. Buddy gets sun cancer and it's a lot of money, so unfortunately at 9 years old he can't be in the beautiful sun. So I don't usually use the pencil for this marking here. That was just an example for people who are not as skilled through many years of experience, physical experience, not book knowledge. Now I also checked that when I put the edge of this saw right next to the edge there, my blade actually hits on the center of that line. That's why I don't need the line, because I could just follow the edge of the saw on that, and that's the same exact distance I actually needed. So the line is irrelevant. It's harder to follow the line than what I'm going to do probably is just run my finger right there, which is not suggested for beginners in any way. But keep a first aid kit handy when using electric tools. I'm going to follow the edge. I'm going to follow it with the edge of my saw. We're going to stop, take the clamp off, reclamp that clamp over here so I can continue the end. Power is off. We're going to power up. Hold off. Now all I'm going to do is remove my clamp. I'm going to hold the board back here. Be careful, because if the saw jams, it will roll back on your hand. So to show you the correct way would be to use a clamp and just reclamp it safely so you don't have to hold it like a professional would who's a little bit lazy, like I was about to be lazy when I have the right tool here. And I don't have to have my hand here and have the saw jerk back and end up like that with no fingers. I'd be waving with no fingers. Hi, I'm Mark. Can you hold a pencil for me? So we clamped it. We're going to back it up a little bit and we're going to lift it because we don't want it to be against the front, because when it starts it's going to kick right back. So let's just get it in there without... We're going to see it slides nice. We're free. The blade is free and clear. We're going to start it here and continue the cut. Okay, now that we've gotten through that end, we can remove our safety clamp, and you'll see that we have two pieces now that are, you know, rather close together. The wood is not perfect, it's lumber. Nature is perfect, but nothing is straight and true in nature, which doesn't mean it's imperfect, it just means it's perfectly perfect as it is. Don't mess with nature. So these two pieces actually will get cut now. The two pieces will get cut to fit inside of this block and this block, so I could have another rim like this at the bottom of my planter. And then I'm going to take some slats, board slats, and run them across this trim here that I'll screw in like this one. As you can see, the 3 screws right here, 1, 2, 3. I'll do that the same to the length of this through the outside, and we'll start completing it. Just be safe. Make sure you have safety glasses on. I've had plenty of splinters in my eyes, and if you cut through a nail using old lumber and you get a piece of metal in your eye, you're really going to be screwed. I'm grateful to the earth from which I have come to share my knowledge with you. I hope you're able to learn and make everything you do purposeful and not trivial, because trivial chatter and conversation and dialogue is a complete waste of other people's time. It's like stealing from them precious moments that cannot be replaced. The gift of the mind is to always give something positive that may enlighten anyone who crosses your path, and not to delay them from forward progression. Cut! Stay love.